You know, we are talking fashion do's and don'ts because you are the epitome of fashion. And the perfect person to talk to about this. Usually. You've had your moments, however.
Well, you know, every once in a while I get lucky, you know, with the way I dress. But I mean, but we follow your lead in these matters because you know how what's appropriate.
Well, because I've learned a lot from you, Art, my friend. Now, you know, one of the great things about summer is everything is a bit more casual. As the song says, the living is easy, but when it comes to business casual Fridays, how far can you go before you cross the line from comfy to inappropriate? Well, tonight we have some do's and don'ts, courtesy of fashion consultant Angela Edmonds of Philadelphia's Showroom 77. So let's take a look at our first model today, Brian, who's got an outfit on for a casual day at the beach, more than a business casual Friday, right? So tell us what's wrong with this picture.
Brian has a white t-shirt, untucked. Jeans are okay, but if you notice at the bottom, he has flip-flops.
Oh, that's a no-no?
So that's a no-no.
Okay.
Most companies, you cannot do the flip-flops. You can do the jeans, but no flip-flops. And t-shirts are actually pretty strict on, based on color. So if the shirt wasn't white, and it was in anything else, he could have gotten away with it, but if it's white, it has to be tucked in. Brian has now pulled it together. He has his dress shirt with it, no tie, he's relaxed, his sleeves are up, his same white shirt's tucked in, he's comfortable, he has the jeans, throwing a pair of sneakers rather than leaving the feet out and going with the flip-flops.
All right, now, but if he's working at a law firm, would this work for that kind of a situation?
At a law firm, it crosses the line a bit. They're more strict. Buttoned up the top and he would be fine.
I was going to say, if he buttoned up the top and perhaps tucked it in.
Tucked it in, button up the top, put on a shoe, he would be okay with the jeans. The V cut in her dress, it's definitely a lot lower, so you're kind of crossing the edge with that. And her shoes, there's too much toes out. It's okay for a casual day strolling, but exactly, if she was also at a law firm, that's not going to work.
Would not cut it. However, this could.
This works great because you can get away with shorts. So she's casual because she did a short, but it's a dress short. The shoe and the accessories with it can also make a difference too for younger women trying to get that more mature, conservative look.
Well, it's definitely more polished.
Yes, a lot more polished.
Yeah. A lot more polished and a lot more professional looking for a Friday, a business casual type of Friday. A great outfit for a day at the shore. Or a day shopping or whatever.
Wonderful outfit for a day at the shore, but a little too casual. She's not going to make it to a meeting in a cuffed short.
Right.
It's also a little tight. It's jeans.
If that was long, though, if those were long pants, she could get away with it?
I would say even with a little bit more of a looser fit to it. Now, this look for Haley works great because even though it looks like slacks, they're denim. So it's a dressier jean. It's a great fit. She has a little bit of the peep toe shoe. That's another thing a lot of the companies have policies on. They really don't want the toes out, so it's very understated with the peep toe shoe that she has. She has just a simple cotton shirt underneath the blazer. For after work, when she's done, she could take the blazer off and just have the shirt with the pant. She's fine. It's really, you know, it's a great overall look.
It really is.
That can kind of convert.
So we take a look one last time at our models and how they would be appropriately dressed for a Friday at work. We still want to be comfortable, but if we can maintain that professional, that overall professional, polished look, then we're set.
That's the ticket. That's the way to go.
They're not going to send us home.
No.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you look great as always.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you.
Angela Edmonds, so while it's nice to dress down on casual Fridays, there is a line you do not want to cross. Keep it comfy, but clean and professional looking. Now, that was Angela's take on business casual. Now, here's what I have to say. Don't dress to distract, dress to attract. By that, I mean look good, neat, put together, stylish, and always tasteful. Make it your own with some simple accessories, always accentuating the positive, like a small waistline. Cinch it with a belt. At work, don't wear a top that says, "Look at my cleavage." Leave something to the imagination. Don't be too busy. Mixing patterns will not only distract, but detract from you. The only people who can do this with some success usually are men. They can wear striped shirts with diagonal striped ties and plaid shirts with a pattern, a tie, and they look good, but not for women. Solids are always flattering, but if you do like some prints, don't mix them. You don't want people's eyes bugging out when they look at you, unless it's for the right reasons, of course. And finally, if you leave a room with a smile, your dress is too short. Art likes that one. Make sure you look good coming and going. Okay, so there you have it.
Good stuff.
And you know, we were talking at the outset, Art, that you're a pretty dapper dresser. I would say 99% of the time, but you have had some moments when you think people aren't watching. But I've caught you.
Okay, here comes something that I'm not sure what's coming up.
I wasn't sure what you were doing. I mean, take a look at this, Art. What were you thinking? I mean, come on.
Hey, look, let me tell you. Actually, I was very proud of that outfit. That's sort of like my weekend wear, you know.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, yeah.
That is scary.
And the hat.
Whoa.
Oh, come on, man. That's right from my Superfly days.
Is that where it came from? I was wondering, because I'm talking about mixing patterns that you can do it successfully for the most part, but
what
Art.
a setup that was.
And then what was with the color of this getup?
You know.
I mean, I have no idea what's
there's
going
more.
on here.
Well, see, this is when you have to coordinate. I was coordinating.
Right, it's all about coordinating.
That's the butterfly collar.
Oh, is that what that?
Yeah.
But what's with the shirt? What's with that pattern?
Yeah, that's from the 70s, see?
Okay, but you just wore that last week.
Yeah. In fact, I still wear that shirt.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but
most of the time, though, you look pretty darn good.
What you won't see me wearing, though, is a shirt that says "Look at my cleavage," like you were talking about. And,
Believe me, it won't be happening for me.
And
either.
I typically don't wear my toes out in my
Not
shoes
at work,
and stuff.
anyway.
Now, but I want to ask you this. I know that a lot of women are very concerned about wearing, as you say, outfits that not only flatter them, but that they wear things that are slimming.
Yes,
you know, like certain things tend to make distort your figure.
Yes, but more importantly, you have to accentuate what you have. If you have a small waist, then, as I say, cinch the belt. If you're bigger around the waist, then you want to wear something a little more loose-fitting that doesn't accentuate that. And then play up something else that you really like about yourself.
Yeah.
We all have things we don't like about ourselves, and we all have attributes.
Yeah.
So we have to make the most of the good and play down the not so good.
That's why I was going with the hat.
Is that what it was?
Picture. Can we see that one more time?
Were you having a bad hair day?
No. I just thought that hat was way cool. You know?
Okay, well, you're
right
alone.
there.
You're alone in your thinking, believe me.
Tell me that ain't hot, folks. Come on. I like that.
Ooh, it's scary, let me tell you.
President Bush. Yeah.
Hey, well, maybe when you're down on the ranch. Yeah. There's a place for everything, I guess. Even that hat.